I'm telling you, this sale is a joke. Doc's only been gone for a few months, and I happen to know...
Well, you know him better than I do, son. But the bank is within its rights to sell off his stuff.
Doc, where are you?
As you are well aware, time travel is an inherently risky activity. There's always a possibility that I could land in trouble sometime. You come to my rescue in the past, or was it the future? Anyway, when you get there, I'm sure you'll figure out what to do. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Bob Gale, co-creator, co-writer, co-producer of the Back to the Future trilogy and consultant for Telltale's Back to the Future game.
I think it's great. What a fabulous idea. It's certainly timely. I mean, video games are hot, and this is great material. I mean, it should be a lot of fun.
I sat down in this meeting with the guys from Telltale, and they were all Back to the Future fans. They loved the movie. They grew up as kids watching all three of the movies, and they really were respectful of the material. It's great to finally get a game that looks like it's going to be done the right way.
To us, focusing on the story and character is sort of the heart of the series, and I think that the adventure game format is perfect for doing a Back to the Future game.
The story starts taking place about 6 months after Back to the Future 3, so it's all new material.
So we open with this idea of what's Marty's life like now that Doc isn't around, his best buddy is gone. All of a sudden, the DeLorean reappears, Marty learns he's got to go back in time and find Doc, who's stranded somewhere.
We've got some really good talent that really gave some good performances, fittingly kicked off by Christopher Lloyd.
Great Scott!
He just did a fantastic job and jumped right back into character.
Kind of like riding a bike, yeah. Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Here at Telltale, casting is a really important part of our process, and getting Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd involved has been great to help sell the authenticity of the game. Michael J. Fox let us have the rights to his likeness for the character of Marty, which is great. When we found out that he wouldn't be available for voice recording, we had to set out and find someone who could do a really great Marty voice.
We obviously had to find someone who could really nail it, and doing a sound-alike casting is difficult because their bar is set so high.
When I was younger, I guess when I was going through puberty, I sounded a lot like Marty, and people would always say to me, you sound like, that guy from Back to the Future.
AJ had approached the company, and we're not exactly sure how it got where it got, but the MP3 ended up in my inbox.
Doc, you gotta listen to me. The bruise on your head, I know how that happened. You told me the whole story.
So they sent me the casting sessions. I'm listening to this AJ Lucasio guy, and I just stopped in my tracks.
Yeah, I listened to it, and if I didn't know that this was not Michael, I would have assumed it was.
Michael J. Fox is a hero of mine.
Doc, come back! Doc!
I've done a lot of, student voiceover work, but this is my first professional gig, and it's huge.
Oh!
I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd ever be doing this. I mean, it was something that was kind of a joke when I was younger, like, hey, AJ does a great Marty McFly impression, and now it's something that, I'm actually doing it for work. I get to say, what the hell is a gigawatt? And it's no one's laughing at it. They're like, okay, good, let's record that.
The beginning of production on this, or pre-production, was pretty exploratory in that, we all had different ideas. How do we stay true to the license and do something completely new and interesting that not only works for people who might have seen the first film a long time ago, but who are also huge fans and know every line of dialogue. Everything from story to the design of the characters to the way we shoot the scenes, the cameras we use, the lighting setups, everything we try to sort of always ask ourselves, like, would this be plausible in a Back to the Future film? My main role actually as episode director is being the fan and trying to take every single aspect of the process and filter it through a fan's eyes so that when someone is playing this game who knows all the dialogue from all the movies, they're not going to be disappointed. Our game is a brand new adventure with Marty and Doc. It takes place 6 months after the events of the third film, and now we're going on a brand new adventure with them that takes them through all different time periods, lots of problems. You as the player playing as Marty, helping to sort of figure things out for Doc. One thing that's really great that sold us all at Telltale on the season and on why we needed to make this game was the sort of backbone storyline for the whole 5-episode bit. And it was great when the designers started sort of throwing out ideas and asking questions of like, well, what would Emmett have been like when he was younger? And we're all kind of like, oh, yeah, that's actually interesting. I'd like to explore that a little bit. Once you start with those interesting questions, then you get a lot of stories that come out of that, which are really appealing to fans.
The usual. You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Marty.
Episode 3 begins with Marty literally crash landing into an alternate 1986.
He thought that everything was fixed back in 31, but everything went horribly wrong.
The first person that Marty comes in contact with is his old girlfriend, Jennifer.
We basically got the casting sheet of who was going to be in episode 3.
We obviously would love it if Claudia Wells could reprise her role as Jennifer from the first film.
I bumped into Claudia at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. I stopped her and I was like, Claudia!
Claudia! And I turned around and there was this sweet kid and he goes, I'm Marty McFly.
I'm in the new game. I'm Marty.
And I was thrilled. I said, I want to be Jennifer.
I got like a message from you that was like, hey, I met Claudia Wells last night. She's super interested in the game. A couple of us around the office were all just like sitting there like waiting, like, oh my God, what the heck's going on? We got to get her.
I'm in LA, so I was by her store. So he's like, go down to her store, and he's like, go talk to her, go get her. And I was like, all right.
Jennifer, Claudia, we gotta go back.
Back where?
Back to the future. We need you to play Jennifer in the new Back to the Future game.
It's too late.
What do you mean it's too late? We got all the time in the world. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Yes.
Totally.
Well, Jennifer is a slightly mean version of her sweet self.
She's very rebellious and punk rock teenager.
Dream on, McFly. We might have had a thing for about 10 minutes.
She's a bit of a Joan Jett character now, and she is not dating Marty in this new timeline.
You're seeing things, McWeirdo.
I like being the different versions, the sweet Jennifer that she was, plus kind of the rock and roll Jennifer that she's like in it.
Next topic.
This is my first time doing a video game, but I love it. I would love voiceovers to be my new third career. It's great. It's great. It's like old home.
She's got this.
Making Back to the Future the game has been an awesome experience for all of us here at Telltale, and we were fortunate enough to have the support and involvement of a lot of the people that were responsible for the original film.
Chapter 5 is the wrap-up of this wonderfully crazy, insane adventure. And it all works out really well. Little things that have been set up in earlier episodes, they come back and they play a part in the finale, which is what we would all expect from a game called Back to the Future.
We went into this series really wanting to explore the relationship between Marty and Doc. And of course, this being the final episode, we are testing it more than we did in any other episode.
The fans of the movie really do feel that the game has captured the essence and the spirit of the movies. AJ Locascio as Marty McFly, his spot-on version of Marty, it astounds me to this day.
Doc, come back! Doc!
For episode 5, the direction we wanted to take a couple of the bits, we kind of started thinking like, yeah, it'd be really cool if Michael J. Fox were involved. We got to talking to him and he actually was interested in doing it, so it worked out really well.
Well, now you two look at my lost. Hey, what on earth is that thing?
That's just an insane honor. Nothing we could have ever expected when the series started.
His humor and his lighthearted way and his skill and talent is just genius.
You know, Back to the Future just isn't Back to the Future without Michael J. Fox, and having him be back with the rest of the team, you know, having everyone there really makes it, an authentic experience.
For a lot of us, this is was kind of our Star Wars of the science fiction epic of that 80s generation. It's great to be working on something that has that love to it.
We got a lot of super fans in the office, and we have a lot of super fans on our forum, and I hope that we've made them all very happy.
You know, the whole series starts on a sort of melancholy note that Doc hasn't been around for a while, and it's all about getting Doc back, essentially. And by the end, we leave Marty and Doc in a really good place for the future.
You know, where it leaves us, it just makes me want to see what the next adventure is.
I'll say this about the ending of the game. It does evoke the end of the first movie in its own special way. So I think people are going to say, oh,